Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is just going to be discussing on why self-care is not as incredible as it seems, because somehow, like, thanks to internet and how people have defined self-care, I've convinced myself that anytime I have a long list of things to do, like I should try to reduce the work, like toxic productivity is real low, the hustle culture, all that. I'm just like, okay, I've convinced myself that hard work is bad for my mental health. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's true, like you don't want to burn out, like try to space it. As per these deadlines, like I don't want to form them, so you can like be lenient to yourself, like stop being so strict. That hustle culture, like, do you grab? So those kind of things will just come in my brain. I'm like, it's true, yes, like I need to chill, like treat myself, relax. Like, what's all this? Like, even though the day before I rested though, and the day before that I rested as well though, now it's not time for me to work, and my brain is telling me hustle culture is real, and I'm like, so I've been wanting to make this video like maybe since last year. Just kept on like putting it off because I felt like, oh, I need to have a lot of things ready to talk about self-care, because self-care is like a very controversial topic, and I understand, because I actually believe in self-care. Like, as you are a vessel, like a cup, and when you are going about your day, when you are doing all those things, when you are working, you are going to school, you are doing all that, you are meeting with friends, you are pouring out of yourself to give all those other things. So self-care is like you replenishing your cup. So yes, I'm a very big proponent of self-care. Like, self-care is important. Like, you cannot say that you want to survive or have a very meaningful life without you taking care of yourself. But I also think that we've also defined self-care to mean something that is not very encompassing. So now internet has defined self-care to be like soft living, pampering, treating yourself, going on a spa date, manicures, all that, all those self-love kind of things. But that's only one part of the picture, because most of the time these self-care activities are very physical, very focused on the aesthetic, like how things look, and people hardly ever focus on the inner self-care that you need to take care of, because your whole self is your physical body, your emotions, your soul, your spiritual body, every kind of thing about you as a person. So focusing on only taking a bath or skincare prep, all that is a tiny percent of what self-care actually means. Now that I've actually sat down with myself and like tried to like understand what self-care really is, I realized that sometimes self-care is doing the things that are hard. When I'm sitting down and maybe the alarm to wake up goes up and I'm like, oh, like sleep is good for the body, like just snooze that alarm for 1 hour, that kind of thing. And I'm like, self-care is also taking care of your future self. Your present self wants to do something now and wants to watch a movie, wants to spend money, and in a way is a good thing at the moment. It's not just doing things that makes us feel good, because yes, watching a movie feels good, is helping you relax your mind after all the stress that you have been going through, like just to take your mind out of school, work, all that. But sometimes self-care is also doing the things that are very hard. Our body likes things that are comfortable. We like ease. We don't like stress. Like, do you grab? So anytime we see something that is like like it's too hard, like I don't want, like we think that okay, moving away from that painful thing is hard. Because when we're looking at the definition of self-care online, it makes it seem like, oh, you are punishing yourself if you are budgeting, you are being stingy to yourself. Why are you doing this to yourself? Like, so yes, when we're saying, oh, soft life, like yes, everybody wants soft life, but before you have that soft life, like you have to have like a balance of hard life too, because you have to, and not, you don't go to be like something like very difficult, just like, okay, sticking to the things that you have said that you're going to do, and like it might be hard, you might not want to do it now, it might be painful actually, because you don't want to do those things, but it's important to you, because the things that you say are self-care is just like self-sabotage in disguise. Like, oh, you want to spend your money, you want to treat yourself, soft life is key, you don't want to do hustle culture, you don't want to do all that, but like these are things that are necessary for you to succeed. You want soft life in the future, do you understand? So you have to do the hard work now and get that soft life in the future. So if you have soft life now and that's the only thing you are doing, like obviously like you have to rest. But if it's soft life that you're doing every time throughout the week, you are resting, like everything is just like easy throughout the week, then next week or upper week or a few years from now, that's when the hardness actually starts. So it's better to like take control of the things that are hard now. Like, okay, the things that are hard now are getting up, are deciding to go to class, are deciding to learn that skill that you want to learn and do it, are deciding to budget, to save your money, and say that okay, the only time I'm going to spend this money is towards my goals. You are telling yourself it's self-care, but you're just really stealing from yourself, because those are the things that will benefit your future self. If you're spending your money now, the things that I want to do later in life, like, I'm not going to have that money. So anytime I want to spend money and I'm just like, okay, like, treat yourself. I'm like, treat yourself, no man. Like, you're not going to do anything to treat yourself. Like, what are you treating yourself for? You spent money yesterday, you're spending money today, and you want to treat yourself again today. Like, treat yourself to what? Say, it's people that have worked hard, that deserve the treating, that will treat themselves. But when you have not done anything and you're like, treat yourself, no man, like, treat yourself. Why your future self needs to benefit from your actions of today. So how will you get that equipment that you have been saving for when you spend all your money today on shawarma, on new bags, on new dresses? What will happen to your future self when you are looking for employment, and the skill that you wanted to learn how many years ago, that's the skill that they're asking for in your resume, that okay, it's beneficial if you have that skill? What are you going to tell your future self at that time? This skill, this graphic design skill, is beneficial for anybody that wants to apply. And you're like, oh, it's true, I wanted to learn graphic design back when I was 18, but it was too hard, it was too complicated. All the things that are self-care are the things that you actually do today, and it will benefit you tomorrow. Like, exercise is something that I never plan for. Like, it's not on my mind. Like, I don't care. But because like all the things that I'm doing require me sitting down, writing, YouTube, nails, everything like requires me staying in one place. I need a hobby that will make me decide to move. So when it's now time for, let's say, me doing yoga, and I'm like, I don't really feel like doing yoga this afternoon or this morning, I'm like, self-care is self-discipline. Like, you might not want to do it now, but like, it's going to benefit your body. So you have committed yourself to do something, but anytime like you don't feel like doing it, you have to know that, okay, feelings are not as important as the thing I've committed. Because if you decide to be focusing on your feelings every time, it's going to be very rare that you actually feel like doing those things that you have committed yourself to do. So for example, writing a novel, like, you don't feel like writing today, but you have committed that, okay, I'm going to have a novel by the end of the month. And you're like, I have to put aside my feelings and focus on the things that I want to do. So self-care is also those hard things. So anytime I'm very confused, like, okay, this action I'm going to do, is it going to benefit me in the future? I try to ask myself, like, okay, this action that I'm about to take, or I don't want to take, will my future self regret it? So anytime I want to spend money and I'm like, okay, will my future self regret it? Because my future self wants to spend that money on something important, and you want to come and spend it on one shawarma and one drink. Like, do you grab? So will my future self regret that, oh, normal, you spent this money? Or my future self be happy that, okay, yes, it's true, you spent this money, and I'm glad you spent this money. So anytime I'm like, I don't want to write today, I'm not feeling like writing, like, will my future self be happy that, oh, I wrote 2,000 words today? Or would they be like, ah, normal, you sat down today, you did not write anything, now I have to like make up for that 2,000 words that you did not write today, I have to make it up in the future. So will my future self be happy about the decision? Will I regret this thing later? So anytime we're looking at ourselves, we're like, oh, so anytime your mind is like, oh, toxic productivity, hustle culture, mental health, burnout, obviously you need to know when you are taking things too far. But anytime your brain is like, oh, at the slightest decision to work, your brain is like, oh, burnout, oh, mental health, oh, like, you just have to know that self-care is about balance. You work hard, you play hard. Not that you play hard today, you play harder tomorrow, you play harder next week. So the things that you want to achieve in life, the person that you want to become in life, you have to take those decisions now, because the kind of person that you are requires you to make those actions now. So if you are telling yourself, oh, self-care, protect yourself, soft life, you're going to end up having a hard life in the future, and it's just up to you to have that hard life now and make that decision to actually work hard and enjoy and reap the benefits and treat yourself for all the hard work that you have been doing. Not that you treat yourself now with the money that you're supposed to use to build, with the strength that you're supposed to use to take care of yourself, with the brain power and the extra time that you have now, so that it can benefit you in the future. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Check out the videos that I've made before. I've made a lot of videos about topics that I'm struggling with, and I know that other people, other creatives will have those same struggles. So you can check out my channel, subscribe, and till next time.